golden boulder is gone. The golden boulder that was blocking the path into the Snærfelt and the Arborian highlands has disappeared. If you wish to head to Arboria, follow this path away from Snæfellheim and continue on to the southeast.
And stay down.
Okay, it doesn't look like there's a campfire here. And the monsters are all the same old monsters, so I'm going to assume that there's nothing new in this region. I will never forgive it. Sayo, Wanderer. I am a soldier of Snæfellheim. I came here with my younger brother to eradicate the killing machines that have been plaguing the Snærfelt of late. All was proceeding as planned, until that blood-red robot appeared, a terrifying Type G0, far more powerful than its cousins, with murder on its metallic mind. We battled the beast with all our strength, and at long last we prevailed, but at great cost. My brother did not survive his injuries. I dragged myself to this cabin, and have been resting here ever since. Alas, I still do not have the strength to stand. Since our parents passed away, my brother was the only family I had. We swore that we would always be together. I would never forgive that Type G0 for taking him from me. I will not rest until every Type G0 in Arboria is reduced to a smoking pile of cogs and sprockets. I'll make them taste my pain 1,000-fold. You fight for justice, do you not? While I recover from my wounds, will you slay a Type G0 in my stead? The knight wants you to help him take revenge on the Type G0s that killed his brother. No. Well, no matter. One day I'll be fully healed, and on that day every Type G0 in Arboria will feel my wrath. You will. Thank you, friend. The Type G0s are the commanders of the robot army. They only ever appear alongside their killing machine subordinates. They appear on the front lines only rarely, but if you keep fighting their foot soldiers, one is sure to show its fiendish face eventually. The killing machines congregate in the Snærfelt near the frozen fjord. The Type G0s will not be far behind them. But I beg you, do not overstretch yourself. Beat one, and bring back a piece of its inner workings as proof. This will suffice. The fiends must pay for what they have done, but not at the cost of yet more lives. Tran accepts the A Dish Serve Code quest.
Another.
Here's the Royal Library. Yeah, I don't think I can get to the library this way, but I remember there being a rideable monster back here.
Who else wants some?
was easy.
Okay, I think these are different monsters, aren't they? No, they're the same monsters. Now, if I wanted to farm skull rings, this is where I'll go. I guess Seed of Lives, too. Okay, these Rectors, they seem like they have... Alright, so there's some stuff that I can come back and farm at a later time. So I went to Infanticores, Musifers, Professorus, Rectors. Okay. Let's see what if we get anything for this kill right here. Okay, well, a drop, but not the drop I'm looking for. And I don't think there's any campfires here, so nothing to warp to. Okay, but at least I'm now able to get some skull rings. Fighting the metal hands was kind of annoying because sometimes they would cast whack, and if they succeeded, I would just load. There may not be any sort of counters or any way that the game could tell that you've lost a character, but I'm still going to make a playthrough where none of my characters are killed in battle.
Another.
I saw a blue sparkle, but maybe it was just a blue flame.
Another day, another victory.
Okay, I got the Wings of Serendipity equipped. Let's see if I can get a Type G0 to spawn. Okay, it's probably right there.
We win again.
What luck, Tran finds a Type G0 sprocket. Tran gratefully pockets his find. You got yourself a Type G0 sprocket. Take it back to the Sniffelheimian soldier in the scholar's cabin and give it to him. All that remains of a Type G0 that slew a certain soldier's brother. Tran takes the Type G0 sprocket in his hands. A chill runs down his spine as he thinks of how many men the Type G0 must have slain. There's no campfire near there, but I don't think I can like warp to any of the places I just went to. So we just have to race over there. Say, oh Wanderer, how goes the fight against the Type G0? Do you come bearing the blood-red innards of one who fell at your hand? Nope. Those fiends killed my brother, the only family I had. They must pay for their crimes. But not rest until their entire race is extinguished once and for all. Tran hands over the Type G0 sprocket. Yes, this is indeed a part of one. Ha! How do you like that, fiend? This is what you get for... Thank you, friend, for doing as I asked. But let this be an end to it. This hatred, this destruction. It must stop. When I held this sprocket in my hand, I realized something. If I spend my life seeking revenge, I will become everything I hate. I will be just like a Type G0, living only for death and destruction. My hatred blinded me to what is truly important, honoring the memory of my dear, departed brother. Now I see the light, and it is thanks to you. I will return to Sniffelheim at the earliest opportunity and live life as my brother would have wanted. Please, take this with my thanks. Tran receives a suit of metal slime armor. He showed the Type G0 sprocket to the bereaved knight in the cabin on the Snærfelt. This helped him to realize that he should devote his life to honoring his brother's memory, not to seeking revenge. I wonder if he has been reborn already. Say, all friend, thank you for all you did for me. I have abandoned all thoughts of revenge. From now on, I will live my own life. My brother brought so much joy to the world, and I must do so in his place. This is surely the best way to honor his memory. See here, where is... Do I not have one in this region? The Snærfelt campsite. Okay, there we go. Oh, really now? Always thought this area was suspicious.
Something is not right here. Be on your guard. Behind me!
Since time beyond memory, I have been sealed away in that frozen fjord. But now I am released. Alas, my lengthy imprisonment has sorely depleted my powers. If the skies above Snæfelt are to once more dance with fire, then first I must feast. You shall have the honor of being the auroral serpent's supper.
I didn't know there'd be a boss fight, but what I did do was, after I warped to the Snærfelt, I warped to the Viking hideout, healed up real quick, and then warped back to the Snærfelt and edited all that out. I only got like some of Eric's mana back. I didn't do that because I knew there was going to be a boss or anything. If I'd known there was going to be a boss, I probably would have unequipped his boomerangs, but I'm not worried about it. I'm sure that my character is going to turn this guy into a purse.
You are strong, just like the detestable luminary, the one who sealed me away all those years ago. But where Erdwin succeeded, you shall succumb.
What the? You can't move.
Piteous wretches, prepare to be consumed.
That's it, game over.
No, my strength, it's straining away. What is that awful noise?
Serena! I figured you might come in.
Beast, be gone, thou black offence! May heaven's winds propel thee hence! Don't worry, everyone. I'll have you back on your feet in no time.
Who are... No way!
Bold luminary, Yggdrasil's chosen, long have I waited to greet you. We of Arboria swear to protect you. While we live, none shall defeat you. It's ever so nice to see you all again.
Serena, it's really you. Thanks for helping us out there. But where did you spring from, and where have you been?
I've been trying to make my way back to Arboria ever since that awful day. But I got rather sidetracked seeing to those who needed my help. When I heard that the golden iceberg blocking Sniffelheim Harbour had melted away, I decided to try and make my way home from there. I never thought I'd meet you on the way.
You're heading to Arboria, eh? We're on our way there ourselves. Reckoned you keepers would be the best folk to ask about a certain sacred flying contraption.
A flying contraption? Well, I've never heard of such a thing, but I'm sure Father Benedictus will know something about it. It's so wonderful to see you all again. Would you mind awfully if I tagged along with you?
Yes, I would mind. Oh, you're not even gonna yes no me that one? Nah, actually, she's cool. I don't really need a healer, though. I generally just go straight up DPS, because my characters are strong enough to take the damage.
If we follow the path up the mountain, we'll be in Arboria in no time. Well then, shall we?
I'm ever so glad to have found you alive and well, Tran. I've been searching for you everywhere.
It doesn't bear thinking about.
I thought that Father Benedictus might be able to help me find you, but the path to Arboria was blocked by that golden boulder. I've been rather at a loss about what to do ever since. But now the path is clear. Come on, Tran. Arboria is right at the top of the mountain trail. Perhaps Veronica will be waiting for us at the top.
I must speak with you.
Veronica and Serena, the famous twins. When I was on your trail, their names would often appear in my scouts' reports. I picture them as demons in human form, aiding the Darkspawn and spreading chaos and destruction throughout Erdrea. Can you imagine? Truly, there can be no surer proof of the madness Mordegon wrought in Heliodor than the fact that we would believe two innocent young ladies to be monsters. I'll tell you, laddie, when that auroral serpent had us all frozen on the spot, I thought I was on my way back to the void. Thank heaven Serena showed up when she did, eh? It was Erdwin who sealed the auroral serpent away in that fjord all the way back in the Age of Heroes. Which means the Luminary of Legend wasn't able to defeat him, but somehow we did. I must admit though, for a moment there I didn't think we stood a chance.
Oh my.
Honey, did you see that spell Serena used to defeat the dragon? So ferocious. Where did she learn how to do that? I was busy getting my parade together. She must have been putting in some hard work of her own.
Huh?
Hey Tran, is it just me or has Serena kind of changed since we last saw her? She always used to just tag along after her sister, but now she seems a lot more driven. I guess being forced to look out for number one has brought out her inner Veronica. Tran's quest to find his lost friends and a way to Arboria continues, and while crossing the Snærfelt, he and his companions are ambushed by the almighty auroral serpent. The party put up a valiant fight, but this ancient power is too much for them. Just when it looks as though all is lost, a familiar voice banishes the beast. It's Serena! When she learns that Tran is searching for the magical means that whisked Erdwin away to do battle with the Dark One, she's quick to suggest that he speak to Benedictus, the High Priest of Arboria, as he knows more than anyone about the ancient legends. Serena joins the party once more, and they head for her home village together. What kind of spells does she have again? I know she has healing magic, but anything else? Swoosh, whack. So I'll probably keep grab in. Oh, hold on. Do I have another of those? Yeah, I do have. Wait, no, that's the same one. Oh, yeah, I do have one of those. What probably should do is swap out Eric so I can have Jade and Rab with their equipment that gives extra loot. That's what these uniforms do. Chance of monsters dropping items increased. Change the lineup. Put her in there. Sort by defense. 145, 176. Tactics. Show no mercy. Yeah, alright.
Surrender your soul!
That reminds me, there was an area near Octagonia that I didn't explore. I was saving that for footage, or I was saving that for my recording, and then I just forgot about it when it's time.
Not bad.
Anything else besides this? Doesn't look like it.
Well,
I feel better than ever.
this is awful. It was so beautiful here before.
Our poor little angels. Veronica, Serena, please come back. We'll do anything.
Fidelis, Alma, you must not lose hope. Veronica and Serena are the heirs to the power of that most holy of sages. As long as they are together, there is nothing that can... Oh,
Serena? Is it really you?
Mother? Father? You're alive!
Oh, Serena, my little angel. I never thought I'd see you again.
Serena, my child, have you come back to us alone? What of Veronica?
She's not here. But I thought she must have made her way home already. She's certainly somewhere nearby. I can sense it. Somewhere north of here.
You can really tell where she is?
Yes, it's her. I know it is. We have to go and find her.
Arboria. Tran, Serena, and the rest of the party arrive in Arboria, hoping to ask Benedictus about how Erdwin made his way aloft to face the Dark One. But the sight that greets their eyes soon puts paid to this plan. The once beautiful village has been utterly devastated by Yggdrasil's fall. There's no sign of Veronica, but Serena insists she can sense her sister's presence. She leads the rest of our party onward to seek her out. Veronica is in the little grove to the north of the village, I'm sure of it. We just have to follow the path next to our house and we'll be there in a jiffy. I think we should head there right away. We won't want to lose her again after all.
I must speak with you.
The princess had given me a description of Veronica, a little girl with blonde pigtails wearing a red bonnet. I thought it rather odd that she should describe Serena's twin as a little girl. Is she less mature than her sister? Well, no matter. If she is as capable a mage as the princess says, she shall make a fine ally. Trust Serena to be able to sense her sister from a mile off. Those two know each other like the backs of their hands. Right then, let's not keep Big Sis waiting. She's sure to be lonely all on her own up there. Let's go and say hello, shall we? Where's Serena? It must have come as a shock to see her hometown in this state. She hardly even flinched when we first set foot in the village, though. She's stronger than she looks, you know. Arboria is in such a sorry state. Still, at least the statue of Serena was spared. That's something. Huh? Is she... never mind. For a minute there, she looked like she was crying, but it must have just been my imagination. It's a long time since we've seen Veronica, huh? I wonder what happened to her after the fall. I lost my memory and Jade turned into a monster. Who knows? Maybe Veronica will have grown up again. The world tree fell. I feared that we would never see you or your friends again. But now you have been returned to us. All of you, save one. Pray, go with Serena to the grove north of the village and seek out her twin. I've been beside myself with worry that some fiendish monster might have hurt my little angels. How wonderful it is to see my dear Serena again. I only pray that Veronica too is safe. Please, my darling, come home. Oh, Serena, it is such a relief to see my darling daughter safe and well, but where's Veronica? Our daughters have been inseparable ever since the day they were born. To see one without the other is unnerving. I pray that she is unharmed. The priest who stood in this place when last you visited did not survive the fall. Though I have long since retired from the holy life, I am duty-bound to continue his good work. Woof, woof, woof. Tran, you're alive! I knew the Lord of Shadows could never lay the luminary low. Hurrah! Huzzah! The luminary himself, what an unexpected honor. Can I interest you in any of my wares? Let us see now. Now that our tea bushes have withered away, we can but turn to the desiccated remnants of the harvest of yesteryear. Unfortunately, the flavor does not compare. Though I may gag at every sip, it has long been my daily routine to partake of a warming cup of tea in this establishment. Lord of Shadows shall not rob me of this. I see that young Serena has come back to us. She and her sister are the pride of our village, for together they are the reincarnation of the Holy Sage. Though each is her own person, they remain forever one. As Serena has returned, I am certain that Veronica cannot be far behind. I used to live with my sister, but she is no longer with us. When the world tree fell, she shielded me from its awful impact, and in doing so, was mortally wounded. It was all my fault. If only I had not been playing outside, she might still be alive today. This poor child lost his family to the terrible impact of Yggdrasil's fall. Only he was spared. It has been many a year since I last cared for a little one. My own son has long since flown the coop, but I swear that I would do all that I can to be a good mother to him. The world tree's fall has caused you much anguish. You do not need to tell me, Luminary. I can read it in your face. When one undergoes great hardship, that pain, that sadness, it etches itself upon one's features. Though it is difficult to see, it is there. This path leads to the top of the mountain. It is a sacred place where none may set foot without the Holy Father's permission. Forgive me, but I must ask that you turn back. Fine way to treat the luminary. So many leaves from Yggdrasil's branches on that dark day, and those of us who remained are buffeted by the winds of sadness and despair. More may yet fall, some to inconsolable grief, others to disease and destitution. Only by your strength, luminary, can the world tree blossom once more. Great figure carved into the mountain above us represents Serena, the holy sage who fought the Dark One alongside the Luminary of Legend. In these benighted times, she is a great source of solace to us, as are you, Luminary. Oh, I'm so hungry I can barely move. My stomach feels as though it's completely shriveled up. Ah, Luminary, forgive me. My complaints were not intended for your ears. Please do not tell anyone of my selfish mutterings. I know that times are hard for all. Luminary, how good to see you in my humble hostelry once again. Well then, shall we proceed to business? The couple on the terrace lost their newborn child when the world tree fell. Every day they stand there and stare out over the world below. There are no words that can express their grief. Do not blame yourself, my love. There's nothing more we could have done. Our son was just a few days old when the world tree fell. He was perfectly well before, but afterwards he grew weaker and weaker. If I had been a better mother, perhaps I could have saved him. I could do nothing but await the day when this world finally ends, and I'm reunited with my darling baby boy. The holy land of Arboria has been sullied beyond repair by Mordegon's wickedness. There is naught we can do but await our annihilation. I did talk to you, right? Yeah. The birds, the insects, even the trees are crying. When all is still, I hear their tearful voices. Though they have no words to express their sadness, still they grieve for their fallen friends. Luminary, you are the one hope remaining to the people of Arboria. Though our world is shrouded in sorrow, the fact that your light was not extinguished is the one remaining glimmer in the darkness. The herbs and flowers that I spent many long years cultivating have all withered away. If the plants should die, then so too will the insects, then the birds, then all the animals. All life in this world will come to an end. Ah, Luminary, what brings you to this quiet corner of Arboria? There is naught beyond this point save a small and secluded copse. It is a place of little significance to anyone, except perhaps Veronica and Serena. They often played there as children. The Grove of Repose.
You think Veronica's really here? If she is, she's keeping a low profile.
When we were children, Veronica and I would often come to this grove to play. I was sure she would be waiting for me here. Veronica! Veronica, where are you? Oh. Ah, there she is. I knew it. Wake up, lazy bones. You'll catch cold sleeping outside like this. Veronica? staff is shining, and so is the mark on your hand. Do you think if you touch it, you might have one of your visions?
Tran is transported back to that dark day.
Oh no! This can't be happening! If Yggdrasil falls, the world will... I have to do something. You're the only ones who can save this world. Don't let me down. You have to go on without me, Serena. Look after the luminary.
Veronica, you gave your life to save us.
No!
Oh, darling. Even in your final moments, you were thinking of your friends.
No!
Oh, Veronica.
Why must the good die young?
She wasn't here after all. She's gone. But I will not let her death be in vain. Where she led, I must follow. I have to tell everyone. I have to tell Mother and Father.
It doesn't feel real. Is Rodney really gone? Oh, I can't stand it. This place brings back too many bad memories. Come on, darling, let's get out of here. Until now, I thought it was a miracle that we survived the fall, but it was all Veronica's doing. She saved us. I'm losing my mind here. If only I had been stronger. I feel sick to my stomach. Ugh, Veronica. Cannot believe I'll never see your cheeky wee face again. I'm sorry, Tran, but could you give me some space? My head's all over the place right now.
Blast!
I have never felt more furious at fate, nor more reproachful towards myself. Tran's quest to find his lost friends and a way to Arboria continues, and he is reunited with Serena, who tells him that Benedictus might be able to help him find the means by which Erdwin went aloft to face the Dark One. The party soon arrive in Arboria, where Serena immediately senses that Veronica is nearby, and sets off to seek her out, with the rest of the companions close behind. They find Veronica asleep beneath a tree, but when they call out to her, she doesn't stir even slightly. Suddenly, both her staff and Tran's hand begins to glow. He reaches out to touch the staff, and the instant he does so, a vision of Yggdrasil's fall flashes before him. He sees the tragic truth that Veronica sacrificed herself to save him and his companions during the cataclysmic events of that fateful day. As a somber revelation sinks in, the friends return to Arboria to tell the people, and Serena's poor parent, of her sister's fate. Serena tells the people of Arboria the sad news of Veronica's sacrifice. That same day, the Keepers hold a memorial service.
O great and glorious Yggdrasil, whose holy heart is the symbol of all life, today we mourn the loss of a beloved child of Arboria. Though she came into life with another of your hallowed leaves, she departed this realm alone. May she one day return to you and bloom again upon your branches.
I thank you all for gathering here today to celebrate the life of my dear sister. Even in her darkest hour, Veronica thought not of herself, but only of protecting the luminary. She was a keeper to the last. Now, I ask that each of you offer up a lock of hair to the sacred flame, that its light may guide her on her way back to the World Tree.
Oh, Veronica, my little angel. Curse you, Mordigan. Why could you not have taken me instead?
My darling, darling daughter. How could you leave us without saying goodbye?
Serena appears steadfast despite her grief. But the sight of her poor parents is heartbreaking indeed.
My child, I must speak with you and your friends. When you have a moment, please come to the cathedral.
Come on, Tran, let's go. I know you must be very upset about losing Veronica. We all are. But you're the Luminary. You're Erdrea's only hope. Father Benedictus said that he wanted us to meet with him in the cathedral. It sounds as though he has something to tell us. Failed to see through Mordigan's disguise. Not only that, but I was the one who brought him to the World Tree. And now, because of me, Veronica is... How could I have been so foolish? Veronica would sometimes call me Granddad, you know. Half the time she was taking the mick, but the other half felt like she really thought of me as part of the family. Now I'll never hear that sweet voice again. I'm sorry, laddie. I think I need to be alone for a wee while. Veronica was the only one who wasn't knocked out by Mordigan's blast. She could have escaped, but instead she gave her life to save us. She made the ultimate sacrifice. What was she thinking in those final moments? Is Serena okay, honey? She's just lost her sister, but she hasn't even shed a single tear. I hope she's not putting on a brave face for our sakes. Somebody should tell her it's okay to cry. Heck, she should be bawling her eyes out. I'm sure she'd feel a lot better afterwards. We all would. All the time I knew Veronica, I thought she was a stuck-up, bad-mannered, back-talking little brat. I wanted to rip her every chance I get. Now she's decided to play the hero. I can't even crack a smile, let alone a joke. Damn it, Veronica. How do you always find a way to get the last word? The people of Arboria hold a solemn ceremony in Veronica's memory. As the villagers say goodbye, Benedictus ushers the party aside, inviting them to speak with him alone in the cathedral. Oh, Veronica, my little angel, never in my darkest nightmares did I imagine such a day would come. It is all my fault. I should have never allowed my dear darling daughters to go on such a dangerous journey. Please forgive your fool of a father. Oh, my poor daughter, how terrible must have been your fate for only your staff to be returned to us. If only you two had not inherited the soul of the Holy Sage. Would that you had been ordinary little girls, and that we could have lived in peace. Father Benedictus said he had something important to discuss with you, did he not? He's waiting for you in the cathedral. Go to him, I prithee. The cathedral is a large building at the top of the stairs. Is Veronica dead? Does that mean she hasn't going to come back again? The grief that Fidelis and Alma feel is evident, but what of poor Serena? I could not help but be moved by how she carried herself during the service. She and Veronica were so close, and yet for her parents' sake, she shed not a single tear. The anguish she feels must be beyond human expression. Is Veronica truly gone? I can hardly believe it. To think I will never hear her sharp tongue chiding my mooniness again. It is as if all the joy has drained from the world. My sister sacrificed herself to protect me from the rocks that fell from the sky when Yggdrasil crashed to the ground. I know how Veronica's mother and father must feel. Veronica and my sister both died to save the people they loved, but how can we live on when the people we love are no longer with us? To sacrifice one's life to save others is truly a heroic deed, but no matter how moving a tale it might make, it is a tragedy nonetheless. Now that such a terrible fate has befallen Veronica, what of Serena? Will she continue to travel with you despite the dangers? But forgive me, this is a decision for her and her alone. After witnessing the horror of the World Tree falling to Earth, our hopes turned to Veronica and Serena, but now those hopes have been answered with further tragedy. The Lord of Shadows has stolen everything from us, our lives, our happiness, even our hope. All that remains is darkness. Veronica and Serena were inseparable. Ever since they were little girls, they were always together. When I saw that Serena had returned to us but Veronica had not, I feared the worst. They were such a happy family. I remember well the joy on Fidelis and Alma's faces the day their daughters were gifted unto them. How could such a terrible thing happen to such good people? It is so unfair. I've always wondered why Almighty Yggdrasil would choose for the Holy Sage Serena to be reincarnated as not a single person but two. Perhaps she knew that this tragedy would come to pass. That though Veronica would lose her life, she would ensure that Serena lived on. Fate is cruel indeed. Serena told us what happened, that Veronica sacrificed herself to keep you from Mordegon's grasp. How vexing it is to know that the hated Lord of Shadows is sneering down on us even now, yet there is nothing we can do to strike back at him. Alright, let's check the houses real quick to see if there's anybody in them, but I imagine there's not. There was a cook in one of them, that's all I remember. I'm just looking to see if she's still cooking. There's one more house. Almighty Yggdrasil, though you have fallen to earth and lie withered and weak, please heed my prayer. Grant your dear daughter Veronica a resting place in your holy heart. We'll all one day return to the heart of the World Tree, or so it has been said since time immemorial. I pray that this holds true even in these benighted times. Now.
Forgive me for summoning you here at this time of sadness, but there is something I believe you will be eager to hear. You came in search of the sacred conveyance upon which Erdwin and his allies rode out to face the Dark One, did you not?
How did you know that?
For some days before your arrival, Holy Yggdrasil granted me another vision. I saw you, honored luminary. You were standing alongside Serena upon a great white object that transported you to an island in the sky. A strange and beautiful place.
And you think this was a vision of the future?
I do. For in my dream, Veronica was not with you. I have been greatly troubled as to what her absence might mean. I had hoped and prayed that my fears were unfounded, yet, alas, they were not. Which made me wonder if the conveyance upon which you stood might also be real. And then I remembered. Cetacea. The legends tell of a divine being who soared through the skies on silver wings, a beast summoned to Erdwin's side by a mystical melody. Perhaps it was upon Cetacea's back that you rode in my vision, and perhaps the island upon which you alighted is the next step on your journey. I intend to scour the annals for indications of how she might be summoned. I will inform you forthwith if my researches should prove fruitful. Now, the day's unhappy events have surely taken their toll. Rooms have been prepared for you all at the inn. Pray, rest a while.
I'm sorry, Tran. I was just thinking about what Father Benedictus told us. But I suppose there's no point brooding over what kind of creature Cetacea might be until he's finished his research. Let's go and rest at the inn.
A word, if you please.
The day has been long and arduous. Come, we must rest. Cetacea, eh? I've been on the road for a fair wee while, but I cannot say that it's a name I've heard before. Still, it seems like it's only a matter of time till we meet this divine being face to face. We're on the right track, laddie. A divine being who soared through the sky on silver wings, a beast summoned to Erdwin's side by a mystical melody. I wonder what kind of song can summon a legendary creature like that. I can't even begin to imagine it. Cetacea. There's a name that sends shivers down the spine. Whatever this divine being is, I can't wait to climb aboard. This place reminds me of her, man. To be honest, I'd rather be anywhere else right now. Until we figure out how to get our hands on Cetacea, we won't be able to defeat the Lord of Shadows, so I guess we'd better stick around. Tran's quest to find his lost friends and a way to Arboria continues, and he is reunited with Serena, who tells him that Benedictus might be able to help him find the means by which Erdwin went aloft to face the Dark One. The party soon arrive in Arboria, where Serena immediately senses that Veronica is nearby and sets off to seek her out, with the rest of the companions close behind. They soon learn that Veronica sacrificed herself to save them all on the tragic day that the World Tree fell, and return to Arboria, where a solemn ceremony is held in her memory. As the villagers mourn their loss, the party quietly excuse themselves to meet with Benedictus in the cathedral. There he tells them of Cetacea, the holy creature who once soared through the clouds with Erdwin upon her back. He also tells them of a dream he had, in which Tran and his companions climbed high into the sky and finally came to rest upon a great floating island. It is this island that Tran must seek, he explains. The heavenly isle that I saw in my dream must surely be your next destination, and Cetacea the means by which you will reach it. I shall peruse the annals for any hints as to how this magical being might be summoned. Should I discover anything of note, I shall inform you forthwith. But for now, I bid you good night. I've asked the innkeep to prepare rooms for you at the inn. Pray, go to him and sleep soundly. Oh, Luminary, you look ever so weary. Please, you must rest. I believe Father Benedictus has arranged for you and your friends to stay at the inn. Go there, I prithee, and speak with the proprietor. It breaks my heart to see Veronica's parents' grief. I know what it is like to lose a child, but not wish such pain on anyone. How is one meant to live when one's hope for the future have been so cruelly snatched away? Ever since she was a little girl, Veronica loved to play with magic. She would throw fireballs and bolts of lightning into the sky just for the fun of it. But no matter how dangerous the power she played with, she took great care to ensure that no living thing was injured in the process. She was always thinking of others. When Veronica was a little girl, she told me that she wanted to be a teacher of magic when she grew up. Now that dream would never come true. She was still so young. Did she lead a happy life, do you think? Many people lost their lives in the days after the fall, and yet I was convinced that Veronica would have escaped unscathed. Oh, Veronica, I miss you so much. I was so looking forward to hearing all about your travels. When a fellow keeper passes away, it is our custom to offer a lock of hair to the fire. The flames of its burning might light our kinsman way back to the World Tree. Long ago, it was thought that a person's memories were intertwined with their hair. For releasing those memories in the fire, a small part of all of us would leave with our departed friend. Veronica's staff. I made it for her specially, as a parting gift. I had hoped that it would aid her on her journey, but little did I know where that journey would lead. And I missed a lot of people. I remember the days the twins departed to seek out the Luminary and stand guard over him. They swore that they would lay their very lives on the line to shield him from harm. Perhaps they understood the true significance of those words, but I for one never expected such a tragic end to this tale. Nope, that's not the end. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Ah, Luminary. Father Benedictus tells me that you and your friends will be staying the night. Shall I take you up to your room? Nope. I see. I expect you still wish to pay your respects to your fallen friend. Take as long as you need, I prithee. Yep. Very well. If you would follow me.